Excellent. Hi, everybody. We've got Peter Hallberg and Çetin. Learned how to pronounce that. Hossein gave me a lesson. You'll learn more about these guys. Okay. Yeah, Caner has been around, Turkish guy. I don't know what he plays like exactly. I don't know a lot of the names over here so well, so I'm excited to see what he puts up on there. And Peter Hallberg from Denmark, I've heard that name before, so should be a solid matchup. Had lunch with Peter today. Mentioned in his first match, he got started playing, and I think it turned out that recording hadn't actually been started, so they had to start their match back over. A little bit of hiccup there. And then he knew he had one big mistake where he just overlooked some play and regretted that one. So hoping to clean up a little bit after some hiccups early, I'm sure. Hopefully things have been going better for him since then. I'm taking every free minute to try to get a bunch of names posted into our brackets and pairings so everyone can know who they're playing against for the rest of the weekend. Filling in round 10 of 15 right now. Doing it all manually in Excel for no good reason. I'm sure there's a formula to do this. Oh well. Okay. We got the handshake. They must be off. 6-4 makes the 2 point. Okay. 3-1. Oh, after the 5-1 split. Yeah, okay. Points on head. 1-3 is going to anchor now that he has that point and just play the 3 down. 4-2 makes a nice point. So green already wants to sit on that anchor just from this opening blitzy kind of structure. But he gets a number that he can hit with, so we'll do that, of course. Nice shot. Five, 3 is going to hit back again. 4-1 is going to anchor, and then, wow, not a lot of good 4s. I don't think we want to stack it up. But what is nicer? Are we going to use a 6 to put 13-9, checker in front? We could just split for an anchor. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I kind of like that over the 10-6. It's just too hard to stack in this position. Even though it's a blitzing position, we're out of room to do much else. So I like that as like for a lack of alternatives, even though it's not XG's perfectly preferred play. Okay, he's decided he wants the 8 point, even the 2's made, and it's going to cause him to overlook making the 3 if he doesn't rewind far enough. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're back to start. So he can make and hit loose. There we go. He's going to find this play after all. Okay. Sometimes when you do things in the wrong sequence, you get kind of tricked into plays like that, but he was wise enough to backtrack and make sure he was seeing everything. Ace is a great shot, of course, and interesting. I might have thought that you run from the back to avoid being attacked and give good 6s from the bar, all those kinds of things, but 24-18 is the continuation play. I guess you slot the better anchor when you do get hit. That's kind of nice. 2-1. How do we play for the most contact here? We can make the 22, but we could also just kind of split a little more. Seems fine. Playing up to the 21 seems very reasonable too. Oh, nice. He slotted the bar point anchor, and he should get to make it if he likes, or he can clean up that blot. Interesting. Okay. So he is trying to play for the race. So actually just getting that checker to safety and playing with only one blot is a little bit better here. This is the play that I would have found too. Those are tough when the game's very close in the race and different game plans and things like that. Yeah, Peter does not need 4 checkers back in this game exactly, so he's going to get one of the furthest back moving. Nice play. 5-2. We're going to leave a shot. So we could start finding points to clear to try to reduce the contacts. If I hit loose on the ace, I don't see anything with it other than like the super stiff 10-8, which makes a 6 stack, which just looks structurally, like I don't feel like I've gotten any closer to getting home. That's a very difficult play to make. Okay, I can see that XG favors it too. But I mean, at some point you have to deal with all this contact and try to get the goalkeeper out of your hair. Two down, yeah, that's a sizable mistake, but that's probably the most flexible play that I was going to see too. Understandable mistake to me for sure. 4-2, he gets away with it and can make a better anchor, make sure that the best point doesn't get made. Still keeps plenty of contact with an extra checker back on the 22. I like the look of that. Yeah, making the bar point is the first thing you see, but then 11 to 10 is what you need to do to not leave any shots, and you can play 6 to 2 back with it. Okay, this looks good. Oh, cool. We got someone posting all the participates in there too. Hi, everybody. 2-1. Okay, yeah. So white here is just gonna, with the 4-point board, no points on the opponent's side, down in the race, just gonna keep finding maximum contact plays. So no fear of putting a checker in front of the anchor here. Johnner really doesn't want to break the anchor to hit anyway. 5-4 is an opportunity to make one of our first points here, and then slot the ace to not leave any shots. Gross. Okay, so now it's time to unstack that stack of 6 and hit with it. The open 5 gives us a little flexibility. Yeah. It would have been hard for me to end up with that stack of 6 on the... Oh, I think he's... Okay, so he was just looking at the other option. I got it. Thought he maybe rewound it. Did he rewind this correctly? Where'd that 6 checker go? I can't tell where it is. Is there still 6 on that point? Okay. Yeah, again, understandable mistake. Just trying to reduce contact, but the 6 is too much. It's a good opportunity to move the checker again. 13-4 is the suggested play that I saw right away. Yeah, so we don't want to move the back checker with his contact down in the race again. So I think you prefer to keep giving him a hard time on stacking. But he gets to make another point in front of the anchor, so this has a little bit of merit. But if, like, for example, this 5-4 got a lot easier to play. That was going to be a real challenge if he was still back. Okay, 5-4 of his own for Peter is going to maybe just clear the 10. The problem with moving the 16 is that it just it's going to get stuck on the 7 anyway, so you got to find another 5 or a 4 with it. And look at that. That is what you should do. You just slot with the 5 and play 16 to 12. Okay, leave 2 blots in front. I mean, this is a rarity where your opponent has 3 blots on board like this and you have an anchor, so you can play even more pure. But again, this feels like a very human play to find. Oh, this is interesting. Can this, I think this can hit and make the 3, and that's going to be good enough. You can make the bar as well to block in case he does come in on the ace. But with this racing lead, XG doesn't want to hit at all. Okay. I would have thought that we could do it here, that it's worth it to try to bind the time to clear and stuff like that, but we don't gain enough with the hit, and so we should just play 18 to 16. Those points lick up, allow him to maybe hop to the 10 with 6s. That's hard to find. I would be so tempted to hit here. Yeah, he might find that same play, 4 to 3 and 10 to 9. That is a lot of returns from the bar, though, even though there's a blot and board and everything. Oof, definitely blunder type potential here. I can imagine making that mistake. Okay, and he just makes his board behind instead of hitting. That's a good find. That's a very nice find. Better to try to release contact and get into the race by advancing the 18-point anchor. But found a good play nonetheless. 6-2, we can either complete the board or we can get that 16-point blot moving now again. Interesting. I don't know why that's the priority now. I would like having the 5. I guess it's just a little too loose. Okay. 3-2. It's either going to clear that or cover a point. This looks... Yeah, you're still outboarded, so I don't want to leave a shot. 5-4. Can The safe play looks to be 8-4, 6-1, or we can just make the ace. Since we were trying to clean things up last roll, I expect we're gonna find a safe-ish play again here. I don't see a lot of incentive. Now that it's making the ace as well, I'd just rather not leave the shot in case he does roll a nice. I guess it's only 1-5 and 1-6 that get to cover as well. It's reasonable. Might even be best. 6-2. We'd love to cover, but then we don't have a deuce. So are we just going to bury 7-1 with an 8-6? Ugh. I don't see another play. Oh, people asking if we can see the draw. We haven't plus the matches yet, no. And we're getting close to having the full draw for the whole 3 days here. So maybe I can find a way to screenshot that and share it on my Facebook or something like that. But we'll figure that all out as we go. Okay, 3-1 makes the 5-point reasonable, leaves no shots. 4-3 is likely going to clear another point, trying to get to a little bit closer to the race. Not sure why we wouldn't clear the rear point, though. Okay. Oh, because we can't clear the rear point. That's a good reason. What do we have here? 5-1. Yeah, with all these blots behind and things, we can play a single checker anchor. Even if he attacks us, we might enter deeper. This looks good. 6-2 is probably just going to clear another point, trying to get closer to the race. I don't think you can afford to leave the 3, since most hitting 3s are just going to lift, even though they don't cover. But he's thinking about it. Yeah, I think it costs too much. 5-point boards, you got to respect for sure. All right, we have a 2-1. So yeah, why leave potential aces to pick and pass and things like that? We're in the way on a 6-5. Might have been nice to be there now. I don't know. This one 6-1 is the 5 for sure, and then I would probably play. Oh, he's going to think about breaking it, but this is double shots. This is a lot. This is and with a 5-point board, you're almost certainly going to lose. So when you get hit, so you just can't quite do it. You might even lose a gammon. I wonder if that would draw a cube if he went for it. I think so. This looks like a double to me. Yeah, it looks like a double pass. It's a lot of gammons. It's more gammons than I would have guessed, but the green's board is so weak that gets in a lot of trouble when we play for contact. So you just have to wait it out one more roll. The interesting thing to me was whether we play, along with our 6 to ace, whether we play 6 to 5, put another blot on board, clean up a blot, just play 3 to 2 and keep it to 1 blot. We got a lot of options with a lot of different themes, but I don't know if we roll something like a 6-5, we leave a double shot when we play 6 to 5. It can get worse there. Just feels right for the race though. So I mean, I would probably end up playing 6 to 5 myself. This makes sense. Sizable error to do that too. Okay, well, that's a nice find to not get another blot involved at least. What is this? Is this 5-5? Wow, how do you play that? And then clean up the blot, or can you just play in? I guess why give him an ace? Ace 2, 3, 4, or ace 2 and 3 and aces. Some of them cover. Oh, 6-1 is blocked now. That's funny. Regrets having the 8-point made. 4-1. Ooh, can we afford to destroy our board further? I don't know. I think we need. I guess the race is getting close. But yeah, my instinct would just be to play 8 to 3, kind of a compromise play. It's a little big to open up the 6 and play 13 to 8. Most 6s are going to at least clean up one blot or make a point. But reducing to a 4-point board is just a really pretty rough too. Now contact doesn't help us much at all. It's actually bad for the race to do this too. So in a close race, this is pretty costly. I think he'll go with his first instinct and play that 8 to 3. Nice find. 4-2. No help for Genre. So I think the 6-4 switch makes sense. And then do you clean up 6-2 or 5-1? I guess you save a 5 as well as a 4 by playing 5-1. So one more roll or one more number that allows him to stay back and wait. Who's going to crack first? If this is a 5-3, it might be time to come down and allow him to break contact since we can link up. I mean, again, just destroying our board this way makes it so that the contact's even not that helpful. I think it's better to leave the 3 shot. But he gets kind of what he was hoping for. 6-3 is probably, I guess he was going to hit and leave a shot the other way. But I'm not sure his 6's shots are enough to cube now, because even when he hits, he's got some work to do to come home. He still needs to cover or lift that blotter. He'll be leaving a shot from the bar. So this feels like a pick-em game to me. And of course, big lead, I guess, being on roll, but not enough to cube yet. Not enough threat with that destroyed board. It's so interesting. Some of these really close holding games like this, I feel like they're fairly common. And like the idea of them is simple, but the tactics of play over play I have really trouble with some games like this too. Doesn't seem like it should be that way, but I find it would be some of the hardest games. And he is going to send not too early of a cube. Hopefully Genre finds an easy take here. Understands that the race is close. And he does, okay. Definitely bigger blunder potential on the side of the take pass. 5-3, okay, he's going to cover and leave his 6 shot of his own. And now Genre is probably equity favorite holding the cube. Great spot for him, great sequence. He's going to hit for sure. I guess he could lose a gammon if this goes poorly. That's an interesting sequence if that happens somehow. But on a miss, it's probably his game. He's probably turned it around already in a pretty quick sequence. 6-2. No such luck. Oh, interesting. I would never really think about playing 3-1 to avoid like being hit from the bar or anything like that. Feels natural to just keep the back guy moving and not risk anything like that. But of course, 6-6 is less than 6-4 and 6-1, you know, and plus you get returns when you're hit. But okay, picks up another checker, and yeah, there's some real gammons in this position now. Extra checker outside, 2 on the roof. Someone asking if all the different players play together. Nearly all of them. 2 players every round do not play a match. I could look up who those are this round. And then there's this stream match and 12 other matches going on simultaneously. The rest of them are recorded on Mate's helping us out with that and either being transcribed live here or uploaded to YouTube for some help with the transcription. But there's a lot of matches to go through, a lot of work to do that. Okay, Peter left a shot with the double 5s and Genre missed. Did he just take 2 off with 1 on the bar? Oh my gosh, he just missed it. I think he just realizes he didn't see it. Oh, that is not going to be good for the PR. I think he's laughing about it too and realizes he did that and got away with it. Oh, that's frustrating. That is the worst when you just overlook a play like that. All right, and I think Genre saves a lot of gammons here. 1 set'll do it pretty much for Peter, though. Ooh, not the best crossover, but he's kind of come in 9 to 5, so that is 6s and 5s in, take a checker off. So he should be a favorite to get off it if he gets the chance. That's a lot of gammons he gives up to. 4-3, not good enough. 4 points to start for Peter. Mochi wants to know what the format of the preliminary round is. We're going to play 3 days, 5 matches a day. Everyone's going to have one bye, so 14 matches total. 6 top point totals at the end of all those matches will advance, and then of the remainder, the 2 top PRs will also advance. Then we'll do quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Oof. So in a PR match, though, yeah, that's a tough start for Peter. 4 points is nice for the match win for sure. Six's response is a strong one. Genre is definitely going to be more aggressive with the cube at this score if he gets the chance. Double sixes are going to make him think about it for sure, too. 3-2 is going to make the anchor and start a point. Yeah, no, not too much fear of leaving a blot in front of the anchor. Genre would prefer to play safer and consolidate this into a racing win now, especially with no board. 5-5 is that good enough to just race? Oh, he is ahead in the race by 4 now. So hopping the prime makes a lot of sense. And if we're thinking about racing, then I think we got a safety the blot 9-4, makes a point 2. Yeah, 13-8 with it. Mochi says the melting format. Like because it's a ton of the brain melting format, tons of play. Yeah, we kept that around. 1-1. Fill in a point, break a little more contact. This is a super tight game. And he's going to think about linking up with his 8-point to consolidate on the racing effort. And that's a great idea, really. They're really close plays. It's hard to pass up just making the 5-point automatically. It's nice that he's looking that over, though. Good idea. 5s, okay, in a close race. As soon as Genre figures that out, he's probably going to run, break contact, and have a cube coming up, most likely, in a lot of scenarios. I had 19 pips in the race now. Not enough contact, really, to mean too much. 12 pips, going to be enough to send. Probably still a take, though. Yeah, looks like it should be within the window with a little bit of bonus contact. And yeah, we have a pretty clear double, clear take kind of situation. So rare that you land in those in races. Usually it's clear one way or the other way, not both. Oh, yeah. Saying everyone was exhausted after 3 days. Yeah, that's the plan here, too. No GM titles for free. Most of them probably don't know how exhausted they're going to be by the 3rd day, though. That's kind of nice. Be fun to watch them find out. Thomas Muir knows. Maybe experience will pay off a little bit. Some people know how to keep their energy high through the days or not burn out too much on the first day. I don't know. It's something to be considered in these for sure, though. It's a lot of matches. And it's an interesting thing with the format, too, because, of course, it goes a little quicker once we get into the semifinals, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. But in the past, for the quarterfinals, for example, we've done best of 3 matches in the same format. And it really feels like 14 or 15 matches is enough to generally get a field down to probably the top 8 players or 8 very good players that definitely, I don't know. Of course, there's always going to be some variance and some chances for everyone. But it feels like in that best of 3 match, like anything can kind of happen. It feels very coin flippy, especially with 2 close players. There's not a lot of room to just play your like 0.1 PR better and get to the finals that way. You've got to have quite a bit of luck too. So it almost feels like there should be more matches later too. But I don't know. It's all a matter of how much backgammon can we play to figure out who the best player is and how much time do we have to do that. And I think we've got a pretty good balance right now. We got someone too asking if there's a drawn randomly seeded based on previous rounds. I did the full drawing and pairing all before the tournament, figured out what all the matches would be up front, and then they just play through. So it's not like a Swiss format. Results don't matter for who you play next. It was just a matter of transcribing it all to the spreadsheet. And I was literally doing that like moments before the tournament started, so we don't have it all graphicked up yet, but we'll get there quickly. And format for the last 8 rounds onward. Undecided. I've still got to talk to the Stavder tournament folks and figure out exactly what their schedule is. I think they said they're willing to help accommodate the schedule to anyone who makes the further rounds so that they can play both tournaments. So depending on exactly how much time we have with that, that'll affect things somewhat, but likely similar to in the past, we'll play matches, some best of a set. And the plan is quarterfinals Thursday, semifinals Friday, finals Saturday. Okay, Peter's catching up in the race a little bit here. Not enough to have turned it around yet, as Genre has been performing too. 3-2. Yeah, probably a distribution 5-3, I would think. 9-7. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, they're all very close, but yeah, getting another checker on the 4 point sounds kind of nice too. I like that. Genre holding on to his lead, likely to get to 5 away, 3 away. And of course, Peter would have to do quite a bit to get a recube in here, since Genre would have to pass down to 1 away, 7 away Crawford, which is less than 10% winning chances. So if Peter can turn it around where his opponent has less than 10%, then he can claim with a cube potentially. Three matches per round. I mean, that's kind of the standard Mochi, but I'm not certain. We'll see what time we have. I think we've talked about doing less too. I think in Gibraltar we actually did less. Might have been best of 2 for some of the rounds. Michi was reminding me that it went that way, I think. Again, it really depends on discussion with how much time and overlap we'll have with the Stavder tournament. Ooh, 6s. That is a significant start. 8 checkers each. Peter, is he the favorite yet? Well, you have to play 2 off 6 to 5. I don't know if the 2 off is required, but I think 6 to 5 twice is. And yeah, Peter's a big favorite. Yeah, so I like, I'm not sure even like 1. Okay, this is start. Yeah, he's going to take it off. But a lot of times this is like, you're going to do pretty well in general in the bear off if you just always take checkers off. But looking for these situations where you have to spend like a whole roll or half a roll to not improve your distribution when your distribution is pretty bad, it can be worth it to be able to spend 2 of those on distribution instead. And here we go. Peter realizes that he's a favorite now and has to think about it. And I think he's going to realize that it's still, he has a lot of misses. His opponent has a free miss. It's still like a 4 roll. So he's got work to do. Getting closer to less than 9%. Yeah. Getting closer to losing too, though, kind of both happening at once. Oh, not going to find a cube, but he might have done enough to get to post Crawford. Yeah, and a set in the end to save it. More questions about the final results. We'll post them as we have them, but nowhere yet. There'll probably be graphics on the Galaxy Facebook page or something like this. But keep in mind that we have like a ton of matches. I think 12 matches around that we need to upload to YouTube somehow and have transcribed and everything like that. And it's just a ton of behind the scenes work to get the final plus rollout results for all of those. So very unlikely we'll have that like today or anytime, for example. Sometime tomorrow, usually delayed by 24 hours is pretty regular for those matches. Yeah, do we want to bring 2 down and keep the priming formation and make the import pure 2 point? I like this better. 2-1. Down this much in the race, maybe, I mean, I really want to unstack, probably unstack both, but splitting's better for the anchor. Okay, I was looking at 13 to 11, 6 to 5. Why not? I don't mind so much if he hits me with tempo here. And I really want to make the 5 point. Aces, okay. He might wish a little bit that he's split now. 7 to 5 for distribution with it looks nice. And that 4 prime's getting scary, looking likely to build. Scarier to split 2 now. So what did we, 1, 2. Okay, he's going to make the 11, yeah. Yeah, this time it's looking a little nicer to split, but it's okay. Looking not as fun to split now. Johnner is all out of time. So I think I'm just camping on the anchor as white now. What is this roll? Got some glare here. Double sixes? Oh, forced move then. Okay. XG knows that pretty quickly. 6-4 looks like a forced move. And Peter might be a 6 away from just winning this match in very efficient fashion. I don't think it was an oversight. I just think he knew that he couldn't be hit in this match. Just said try. All right, survives the shot. And so lots of life now. This is probably going to make a board point. I think that's, oh, interesting. Wow, they're so close. I don't feel that concerned with the ace since I can come in high on the 4 anyway. Making the 4 point board feels very nice. Does the 3-1 need to split now, really? Okay, okay. He's got a stronger board. Hey again, Simon. I wish I had a microphone for you. We haven't figured out how to run 2 Logitech headsets through. If you just want to talk to him for a while, I could trade out. I mean, I don't mind. Go for it, here.
Hey everyone, it's Nick Blazer from. Hey, so this is Simon Barnett. I just had a quick match, so Nick is allowing me just to step in. But it's almost. It could be over. Okay, but Chandler is. Okay. Yeah, that's what I need to say. Down 6. So
you're trying to figure out the deuce 6. He wants to keep the anchor, just run off it.
Looks like he has to.
That's a confusing play.
What? So the 6. Okay, he hasn't played any of it yet. Well, why don't you just play 2 in from the 8 point? Maybe. Because 6-5 leaves a shot otherwise. And what else would leave a shot?
If you're going to play 2 in from the 8, I guess you could just run from the 22 as well. Are you getting more contact?
Yeah, you could run that, because the problem with bringing 2 men in from the 8 is that you could crunch and you play deep as well. But I think it's important to stay back. Well, it's Crawford. I think that's. I mean, you could play 8-2, 3-1. I haven't really thought it through. I think this looks right, but I'd have to go through the numbers just to check. So 4-3, for example, how would that play if you stayed on the 22? So 6-5, you wouldn't have a shot if you'd have vacated the 24.
Yeah, that's true.
And even though the shot is on the ace point, you shouldn't have enough time. Obviously, you're delighted to roll an ace, even though you're primed. Channa me and Seb played Channa yesterday, and he played like 4 and 4.5, and he's never heard of him, and obviously there are so many good players about that you just don't know.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing him play too. Playing great in this match. Is the ace first for some reason? We know where the 3 is going, right?
Oh, I see this. Okay, so if he doesn't have a checker on the 4 point, his two, no, I think he should play 5-1 because his 2s are gonna play from the deuce point. His 3s are gonna play from the 5. So if he rolls something with a 3, then he leaves himself with 2 checkers on the 5 point, which is a good thing. And obviously he should just clear from the back. Oh, the analysis is all there. So did you see what was right with the 6-2?
Yeah, play it from the front. That's correct.
Oh, it was right what he did. Oh, good. I got one right. Oh, were they close?
I think it was only like 0.03 to play 8-2, 3-1, something like that.
But coming off the 24 was wrong. Okay, so he hits. Now he's won because Chana's only got 2 checkers off. It's like a 90%er.
Oh wow.
Oh no, it's only 84%. Why? Why massively overestimated?
Hasn't closed him out yet. I guess it's a small piece.
I guess he can still roll a 1 for quite a while. It's only going to be 5-2 and then a few extra. Ah, cool. Yeah, I got my inspiration from Mochi, from you, of course. That was wonderful. Just the trick of like doing a daily update from the World Championship and then winning. And then obviously it was obvious he was going to win it. So I just decided to follow the lead. And I think, people want to like see the room and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it.
And my match, I didn't want to see the PR. I had it transcribed. I had some cube decisions leading 4-0 and 5-0. So this must be 90. Like he's got all his checkers round and the guy's not in and he's got, oh, it's still not 90.
86.
That's bizarre. Has he only got 2 checkers off?
Still not to 90.
Well, is that a good roll of 3? What did he 3-1? Is that a good roll? I get 2-1. Is that a good roll or a bad roll? Because you take away a spare to make. I guess you really want to close the board.
6-1.
6-1. What do you do with the 1? Not trivial. Probably this.
Would have preferred to hit. I think he's down below 80 now.
It must be like 8. Yeah, when did he come in? I'm such a bad commentator. Like the very basics of commentating.
What's happening?
Oh, what? He's not hitting? What?
Yeah, I think you have to, don't you?
Well, I can see the answer as well, but it just seems.
It seems like the clear way for him to win when he has a 2-point board and you have a 5-point board.
82%. It's a difference of about 1.5%. It's not a huge difference, but.
I'm surprised.
So he does play. That's 5-1. I guess he's played them all.
You realize that's where his ace is going anyway. Yeah, I guess you don't always cover this. You can stay on the ace for a while. There's not a lot of numbers.
Ooh. Okay, so you're pleased that you hit. I mean, the 6 would have.
6? I don't think so. Are you?
Maybe you're right.
Just be racing.
Yeah. That was bullshit. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like at least you get a chance to win. You get a chance to win by hitting.
Interesting. Doesn't choose the 2-1.
What? Oh, it's a 5-1.
Yeah. Okay.
That's annoying. You have to break your board. That is so destructive to your position. Okay, that's it. That's it. I mean,
last time. Okay.
Could he have stayed on the 20 point?
Oh no. The Johnner played 18-15 instead of 18-16 2-1. And then the 6-4 got him by as a result.
18.
Results, man. Okay, maybe we're gonna have another game.
Oh, yeah. Right, green is 0. Yeah, we're gonna have another game. I'm gonna give you back the mic because I feel like this is what you came for, and but no one can hear you. That's the problem. I think we've got like a reasonable what's the word? Like we've got a reasonable chemistry going on, but no one can hear you. No one can.
If I shout at you hard enough, maybe. That's fine. I can always use little breaks too. You need time before your matches, though, of course. I can look up to see if you have a bye next round or not.
Yeah, if that would be good. Has it already been done?
Yeah. Let me show you real quick. Round 4, you are not the bye. You'll be playing
Arash. Okay.
There you go.
That's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to give it Nick. He's going to take over. So 6-1.
Thanks, Simon. Good luck to you, man. Oh, you just carry your dice cup that you got around with you too? That's cool. Just set it on the table everywhere by you. I like it. Oh, this is fun. 5-1, 5-1 split, 5-1 slot. Post Crawford cube, or 5-1 slot, 5-1 split. Won the opening roll, so yeah, you should generally be passing that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, so free drop consumed. 2-1, we're gonna split instead of slot. And of course, this is a free take score. I saw him in the practice match. Just send that over too. I think you get, I guess I'm not 100% certain, but I think you get a bunch of decisions if you like weights. So I think the Crawford trick is kind of worth it in this game. Yes, new hinge on the earth boards. Good observation, Edward. Thank you for that. Enjoying the Galaxy marketing team. Also, are the earth boards more beautiful than usual? 6-3. You hate leaving your anchor. Oh, sorry, wrong way. I guess you would hit for sure. But yeah, where are we gonna put it? All the way to the deuce? Are we gonna? I mean, 13-7 in front of the anchor is not so bad either. Again, he doesn't really want to leave to hit. I think it works better too when it's behind a point like that, where he's so unlikely to clean up the blot or get it around the bend or anything like that if he does hit. So I like this. Even though XG prefers the deuce play, this is a little more pure. It's going to tend to make better points. 5s, of course, nice racing play in a mutual holding game. Great start for genre. 5-1 slot is ridiculous. Oh yeah. At the even post Crawford, you never gain on that. Because they have when it works, they're just going to free drop, and then when it doesn't, you get hit, and then you're behind and they take. But not everyone knows that. I'm not sure if that's nerves or just something that he hasn't run into before. I don't know this player all that well. Six-three, okay. With the racing lead, Johnner just wants to clear the points safely. That's what the double threes was about. So just trying to cruise home to another winning game. Move on to 3 away, 1 away post Crawford, ideally. But getting back into this match. Peter was a freight train to start, slowing down a little bit, having trouble closing it out. He's got a lot of time to, not a lot of shots in this one. Johnner just has so much time to clear and so many spares that it's unlikely that he'll win with contact, I guess. But still time to roll a set and get back in the race. Of course, he'll stay for contact and just to ruin distribution and stuff. Why not 2 off the 10? I'm not sure what he's thinking so hard about here. But we get to pre-clear the rearmost checker or rearmost point, and now like a 2-4-6 combo would actually clear it and allow him to consolidate the race. But he plays 2 in instead. I guess 2 crossovers is good for the race too. Probably the idea there. 4-3, yeah, I think just 10-3 is fine. But he wants it to make a more racing-oriented play. Strange. This is what I would do too. Distribution for the race, okay. Well, now we're going to play from the 10, right, to the 4, and then I guess we can just play 6-3 with it. Sure. Keeps him on the highest points, all good for the race, pre-clears. Now our big sets are going to be a problem, but not much avoiding that. You don't want to ruin your racing distribution to dodge it. Not quite worth it. 6-2, okay, now it clears. That looks good. Is he catching up on the transcription here? 6-2, yeah, okay. Six two is going to be 2 checkers in. 6-1, 6-3 are the problems next roll, and I guess aces and threes in general aren't going to clear, and most other things won't require a shot at least. But if he can get over that last small hurdle, ooh, interesting. I would not have thought of coming off here because it feels like it just creates numbers, but I guess not with that blot behind. If he rolls the 3-1 or something like that, he's going to look and figure out what the race is to see if he should just be running and capitalizing on that instead of play inside his board. But that is the issue with not running off the 20, is that you have to start putting checkers where they don't belong in a racing situation. Kind of destructive to have to play that like 6-2, 5-1, along with the 8-4, 7-3. It doesn't look so bad though. That's probably what I'd end up doing, and not observe the opportunity of the blot behind. But yeah, there might maybe 1-3 at least hits and then covers the deuce, but double aces is a problem when you leave. Makes both points. But 3-1, most of your like pick and pass kind of numbers don't actually work because of that blot back there. So it is an interesting tactical opportunity to do something a little bigger. Pretty good heads up find, I think. 4-3. This is the thing about that kind of play too, though, is that it's very easy one sequence later to end up having to run or something like that because you've done this. I would actually, for that reason, play 6-3 just to keep the pressure on that lone blot. And now he's going to feel like maybe he needs to run instead of risking being pointed on. But he's going to make the 5-point board down enough in the race that the contact is the play for him. And the 3-2 only leaves a 5-3 if we pick and pass. So why not take the opportunity to try to clear that point, not risk this 6-1, 6-3 kind of things later. Peter Hallberg's a former world champion. I don't know if I knew that. He's a strong player for sure. Yeah, I wonder if this is just running off the 20, if that's something that XG struggles with. So now we're further down in the race, but he's going to go for the race. I'm inclined to play 8-4 there and stay back for contact. Okay, they're very close, though. That's hard to balance when you're trying to figure out how to get the most of 11 or 12%. Again, when it's just, when everything's kind of bad. Picking the best of the bad gets tricky. Oh. Johnner almost played on the opposite side of the board too. That would have been an interesting, I don't think there's a way to enter that as an illegal move. Five, 3, okay. Yeah, and Johnner is pretty huge favorite here. So we should be moving to 4-6, 1 away, 3 away. No more free drops. clawing his way back in after a tough start. Yeah, these PRs are looking pretty good in this game too. After very large, just simple oversight checker play that he immediately caught afterwards, he's got it back under a 5. Tough to do when you just accidentally leak something like that, but got the rest of this match under control. Good play from both. Very good play. No real cube issues at all. All right. After this split open, hitting down seems appropriate. Genre can win a gammon for the match, so we'll play somewhat aggressively for that. Yeah, I think we can still split here, even though it's kind of a blitzy position. Might be tough to get another opportunity to do that. 4 looks like it should. I can't imagine making the 2 over making the bar, but where's the 5? Yeah, we can play 13 to 8 with it. Why not? Sure. This looks very strong. This is a 3-2. Looks like it makes 2 points. All right. We can make an anchor. I'd love to play 13 to 10 with 2 of them, though, and block my opponent from escaping in a close race, but we're the ones that are leading, so maybe we don't actually want that contact. Maybe just continuing the 18 could be a play, or we could make the 3 behind, just have a board in case something happens. Lots of options here. It's one of those interesting plays where I think we don't need to think about making a 5 point at all with double 3s. And yeah, I can instinctually see why you'd find this play. They run pretty close, just slightly wrong game plan, but a good game plan nonetheless. Okay, double 3s of his own. Easy enough for Peter to make the 5 point, apparently, and then just clean up instead of leaving a 7 out there. That makes sense. Looks like the slight preference for starting the next best points and unstacking the 6. Leaving some 7s out there, you're down in the race anyway. Got to take some risks to build more cleanly. Does want to be ready for whenever Genre has to run off his 21 point anchor. So building some points behind will have some value here. 5-4. I'm expecting 13-8-6-2. I think stripping the midpoint's okay here, but he's going to start 2 points behind potentially instead. Seems okay as well. Having a spare on a point like the 8 that you want to keep is pretty important, though. I think he created unfortunate 6-3 following up for some rolls like that. 6-4 is going to be okay. Double 3s. So he gets a similar decision where he gets to start with the nice priming point. Does he continue on for purity of structure, or does he want to specifically block 6s and prevent a race? This close in the race, I think this makes a lot of sense. Just find a nice, safe and compact play. And Genre is ready to run off the anchor. I wasn't exactly thinking about that. Guess he's out of time and would have to make a destructive play on the other side of the board. But in a mutual holding game, usually you just kind of want to let your opponent crash through you while you crash through them. All is well and good, and just play the race once you get there naturally. It seems that he's just still down in the race afterwards, so containing is worth more. I mean, he's not running away to try to consolidate or try to win a race, try to escape. He's doing this to keep the priming structure in front intentionally, and this is a great number. Going to hit from the back and escape a checker, even though you have a blot and board. It's a great opportunity to try to get past that prime. If he gets hit, though, he can lose some gammon, so he's probably a little bit worried about it at the score. And 4-5. I think we're... Wow. Yeah, I really don't want to break the 10 now, so my 6-1 is my play B. But look at this. The bot wants to just come off the anchor and play for contact that way. That... I don't fear the 4 prime enough to make this play, I don't think. I'm still worried about being attacked, being primed by having the 4 point made. 6 to ace doesn't seem so bad yet, but I guess you have no follow-up next roll. So yeah, if you're relying on your prime to win, then this is the last place that you have the timing to keep making that happen. So just coming off your anchor works okay. Of course, we're not so worried about losing a gammon, which it probably risks quite a few of. So not like a play that you could find for money, but at this score, it's okay. Hussein's here in the chat while he's transcribing. Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah, this is a tough one to find. I'd have a real hard time making the best play, but he's looking at it. Big credit to him just for realizing that this is a inflection point in your timing in this priming game. But it just looks like every number is good here. 5s escape, 3s hits, 2s hit loose. So many things can break an 8er. Like you can break the 8 to hit if you really need to. This is scary to do. It does seem to be inviting Peter to not the game that he wants, though, since he just wants to race. What is this? Is this a 6-2? I think we're going to have to hit loose. And we can make a 4 point board with it, or we can clean up 12 to 6. I think taking the chance at the blitzing attack is a good way to counter a prime. So I think keeping him busy and in the air makes a lot of sense. You don't want him to see the light, you want him to enter deeper. Feels weird to give up on your prime a little bit to make the deuce, but just tactically, of course, we'd prefer our opponent fan than that they come in and hit our double slot. I don't know if there is a... Oh, okay. I guess a quiet play would just be... There isn't really a quiet play anyway. You have to leave it direct no matter what. Even if you just cleared the 8, for example, then your opponent would still have that outfield shot at your 12-point blot. Plus all kinds of ways to point on you on the 4. Huge difference in equity with these plays, even though it's a tough one for him to find and make. Interesting when it goes that way. Sometimes you just have to stumble on the right feature to realize how clear something like that is or how dramatic the difference is, but it doesn't always look like that. They all just kind of look like risk. And he does eventually go with this, with the best play. Peter does, and is rewarded. Could have easily lost a gammon. That's probably part of it too. Just worried at the score, giving up gammons. Yeah, I think the 4 covers and not the 2. Yes, the 2 would be coming from... Yeah, you're probably playing 6 to 4 anyway. Well, you can duplicate the aces. Yeah, why not play 12 to 10 with this? You don't have other aces that you like. I like this. Keep your spares high. And Peter's still just, more than anything, closing out's fine, but I think if you roll the 6-5, he's just got to run and link up instead. Just needs that 5 to get out. This is going to be good for the distribution too. Is he asking himself whether or not he needs to hit the second checker? could allow an anchor or some more game, but it feels like it's going to buy him time to escape with that 5 here. So I'd be wanting to do it. It looks like he wants to consider getting off the 5 since he knows he needs the 5 to escape anyway and won't use its build, but better to keep the spares high anyway for when you do escape. This doesn't really gain you all that many numbers to make the ace, so this kind of makes your distribution awkward in the end. Works out okay though. This looks like nice distribution after missing a 5. Like he's maybe gained something. Oh, the 5-3 escaped finally. Okay. Fives. This is going to switch to the ace and bring one of these checkers in. Uh, 3-6. Interesting. Yeah, I guess you don't have to leave the odd. I saw immediately you could play 7-4 or 5 off, but now you don't leave the 5s and 4s. So ultra conservative just to win. The score makes some sense. Good find. 2 off. I like here too. Really just wants Johnner to come in so he doesn't have to worry about leaving shots anymore. Yeah, I think it's a 0 position if we take the 3 off and 2-1, where this is going to leave some shots, even though it does clear. So I think it's better to take the checkers off, but clears from the rear instead. And it works out. Well, good match to Peter. Well done surviving that after a tough start that he recognized right away too. Good match to both of them too. Entertaining to see Johnner on the stream for the first time too. Really well played match by him as well. And wow, we've had some sharp backgammon so far. Even with that crazy checker play, he keeps it down to a 4.3. Lots of 2s all day. We're seeing everyone show up with their A game. Maybe people will start to fade more as we get deeper into the melting format, as Moji called it. But people playing really well so far, playing fresh. Next matchup on the stream. Let me check this out real quick. That's going to be at 6 o'clock is when the next round should be starting. So whenever we get around to it, it'll probably be a short break between it anyway. But we're going to have, I don't know how to pronounce, Aykut Uzel and Tim Cross are playing next. Cool. We got Peter.